Okay, everybody ready? All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Committee on Public Services. Madam Clerk,
Commissioner Kenlock, Commissioner Clemente,
here.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Here.
Commissioner Palomero has requested an excuse. Chair Marecki,
Here.
you have a quorum present.
Okay, thank you. Next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
Just Happy New Year, everyone, and thank you for being here. And welcome to Commissioner Wilson and Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Okay, next item.
C, approval of the December 9th, 2025 meeting minutes. We have a motion by Commissioner Kenlock and a support by Commissioner Baydoun.
Okay, any discussions, changes? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay, mine's not. That's why I'm getting confused. Okay, so I'm an aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
All right. Could you take numbers 1 and 2 together?
Item 1, forwarding the September 2025 report of all complaint calls made to 188 road crew. And item 2, forwarding the October 2025 report of all complaint calls made to 188 road crew.
Okay, Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just, looking through these reports, I see a lot of, activity, things being closed, but then it says acknowledged. And what does that mean that we've acknowledged the report? Anybody?
Trustee Steve. Good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Steve Shea, Division Director, Roads Maintenance. So when, Commissioner, to answer your question, when somebody says acknowledge on those reports, that means we have acknowledged that the complaint is already lodged, and we have 48 hours to reply to that complaint. Unless it's of an emergency nature, then we will respond immediately.
So Steve, sometimes these items are closed, or do they use the word closed? And they're not really closed. So, and I know there's going to be some changes on this, but is there, because commissioners have asked me to bring this up, so this is a perfect time. Is there a way that we can find out like exactly what was done? I mean, I don't mean a big, huge paragraph. I mean.
So Commissioner, to answer your question, we are tightening up on some of the responses. We've had meetings with our district managers and their supervisors that we needed more tight language.
Okay.
Acknowledgement is one thing, but to really answer vaguely is not going to be acceptable for us.
Okay.
So we are working on that.
Okay, that'd be great for the future, because sometimes, like, for instance, in our office, we'll get something that's closed and we'll find out, we'll call and they say the road's not in Wayne County, but the road is in Wayne County. So that would be helpful if it said it's not in Wayne County and we didn't have to follow up on all this stuff.
So we're working with 22nd Century, which
Okay.
is our answering folks. So we're educating them as well as printing out maps and everything so they can get it right.
Okay.
So we are working on it, man.
All right, sounds good.
Yes.
And by the way, great job through the holidays with the roads.
Thank you.
Pre-salting them and everything you guys did.
Right.
Did a great job.
We are expecting snow tomorrow too, Commissioner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Half an inch, man. Half an inch. Stop playing. Half an inch.
Get your skis out.
Half an inch, man. You can handle that. Send it to Canada.
Okay. All right. Any more questions on the first two items? Okay, next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year professional services contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Waste Management of Michigan to adjust container quantities and unit prices related to dumpster rental and trash removal services for various departments and elected offices.
Okay, who's here on this? And this is actually a reduction.
Yes, it is.
You don't see that very often.
Yes, it is. Yes, I bring forth tithes and offerings. Michelle Yancey, DPS admin. Yes, this is a reduction in cost for our waste management contract. At the time when this was procured, a couple years ago, we had the jails still open.
Mhm.
And so they have closed. We have moved on to CJC now. And so so this contract is moving that reduction in cost for this amendment. So we're just tightening up everything. We've added some extra pickups and we missed, I think, one facility, HQ, but there were some things that we added and some things we subtracted off this contract. But it is a total reduction of the contract for the next 2 years.
Okay, so I understand the sheriffs, what happened with that, but there's documentation saying that roads went down 327,000. With DPS roads. So,
Oh, because we at the time we had it was for our animal pickup, our carcasses. So we took that away from it being a weekly pickup to a on call.
and that saved that much money?
Mhm.
Wow. I know we've asked this before. Where do you put all those things?
We
Oh,
have
okay.
freezers
Oh, yeah. that's
for
right.
some
Okay.
things, and then we have the dumpster. So I know
Okay, all right.
it's not pretty.
No, that's a lot of animal pickup. If it reduced it 300, oh,
Yeah, it was
27,000.
a significant. I worked with the vendor to actually look at invoices that we were receiving and to pair them to what we had, what we were requested to pay, like in our original contract. And so we mirrored what the actual invoices look like. So we have a sustainable amount right here that should last us for the duration of the contract.
So if somebody does see like a deer, is there like a number they can call on our?
8 road crew.
Oh, okay, okay. It's not like dead deer, 1-888 dead deer.
No, no,
Okay.
just road crew.
Oh, okay. So I didn't realize it was the same. I didn't know I mean, some of the municipalities pick up their
Yes.
things.
If it's on our trunk
Yes.
line or our roadways, it's our responsibility and they can let us know and we'll pick it up.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, turkeys. Yeah, 1-888 road turkey.
Road turkey, yes.
Okay, great, Michelle. Good work.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions on this?
And I'm kind of here for the next one.
Okay,
Any questions?
you're here for the next?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Madam Clerk.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of Amendment 3 to a retroactive 3-year professional services contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Pyrotech Security Systems to continue unarmed security guard services at the Criminal Justice Complex, Central Maintenance Yard, Wyoming Yard, Hoover Yard, and other sites as needed, with CJC services having ended on December 1st, 2025.
Okay. Oh, both of you?
I don't know if Joan,
And you know
I don't
what
know
the
if
first
Joan
question will
wants
be.
to come in for the CJC facilities. But yes, this is retroactive.
Let everybody introduce themselves
sorry.
to Michelle.
Michelle Yancey, DPS admin.
Steve Shad, Division Director, Wayne County Roads.
Joan Gregg, Deputy Director of Facilities Management and Planning.
Yes, this is retroactive. Unfortunately, we tried our best to get this contract to you before the end of the contract term. Since this was a dual department contract, there was some back and forth with if one division was going to continue with the contract or if one department was going to continue with the contract or not. And we had some discussion, and then ultimately it was determined that the CJC no longer needed the services of this vendor. And so trying to obtain the quotes for the end date of the 1st and just submitting it to commission for a review. We had several questions we needed to answer. Then they came back. Then it was decided that CJC did not no longer need the services. So then I had to revise the contract, get the quote, revised quote, submit it back additional questions were answered. So it was a
Okay.
back and forth, but our intent was to actually have this before you, before the end of the contract term. We started this back in April.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Either one of you, and then the next one is.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through the chair, so a couple questions. I know there was language stating that the relationship went back to 2016, but then I saw language that says 2022. So just wondering in the explanations, when the relationship began. So that's the first one. If their RFP was done at the time and onset of the relationship, and then how are the services evaluated in terms of coming back before us to still say this is the vendor for this type of work? Because I know it was, you mentioned you were trying to decide if we were going to do it, but then there was something that also said we decided that we needed these services. So I'm just wondering what the deciding factor was in terms of going back and forth and then finally realizing that these services were needed.
I believe each one of your questions, one of
Goes
us
to
will have to answer.
Did
So,
everyone
yeah.
participate?
So I believe this contract started in 2022.
It's 2022.
I believe so.
So I'm
With the
Okay.
RFP. We might have used them in prior years, but a RFP did go out. They were the winning bid for this contract.
And qualified.
Yes. And so we had an extension term on this contract for an additional 2 years. So that's why we're coming before you to utilize those services. Now, Steve can speak to how the services, if you know, that part of that,
Okay.
and then the removal of
Okay.
CJC.
So good morning, Commissioners. Again, so Pyrotech Security serves us well here throughout our districts. We utilize them on a 24-hour basis at the command center, which we have security guards alternating throughout the whole night. That's just for security purposes. As far as District 1, which is the Wyoming yard, as well as our Hoover yard, there are security guards that's not on 24 hours. They come in at 4 p.m. when the crews are out. They go out throughout the whole day, next day at 7 a.m. and they'll leave. That's much needed services and as far as security, even though, you know, there has been some break-ins here and there, but it's very much needed. And I think Pyrotech does a pretty good job. You know, I personally have tuned them up a little bit when I see something that I didn't like, or, you know, the one, for example, if you go by the shack and the light's not on, you know, I'll have no problem stopping by at a different time of the night or the day because I'm always in and out, whether it be late morning hours or, you know, early morning hours. I'm always checking, and they seem to fit the script. They did a pretty decent job for us.
And so they're on the outside.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. So we work closely with Friedman on the property management of the CJC complex. They already had a security contract in place, and there was already quite a bit of overlap between this provider and the provider that they had contracted with as well. We felt that in the best interest of our county dollars, it would make the most sense to keep the continuity at the CJC with the contract that Friedman had already procured. So that there is no break in service. So the CJC and all of the parking lots are being monitored 24/7 on the outside, the perimeter of the actual complex, the parking lots, and all of the ancillary parking lots related to the CJC are being monitored by the contract that Friedman had procured. So in an effort to save money, we reduced our need with this particular contract.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll yield.
Okay, a couple of things. So, you know, retroactive contracts has been a sore spot for the commission. And so what I'm hoping is that based on this experience, the timeline, the discussions, the deliberation, that timing that you all had encountered in this, that you adjust your schedule and when you reevaluate and to determine whether or not we'll continue with this contract and others, you know, so that we don't have to get to the retro issue each from time to time. One thing I know with you mentioned Freeman, interesting, you mentioned the Freeman and the overlap. So when we approved the Freeman contract, management contract, we understood that they would be able to contract, have the ability to do subcontracting without necessarily approval of this body or the county. Question, I thought that we had some sort of reporting mechanism in there that they would at least let us know who those subcontractors were and in what areas that they're subcontracting out. If not, is there a reporting requirement? Do you know who the subcontractors are, where they're based from, and
Yep.
how they're I guess engaging with those subcontractors through bids or just some sort of arbitrary process?
So first of all, to answer your question, yes, they are utilizing Titan as their security contract there at the CJC. So in the past, over the summer, if you had pulled up to the CJC, when you pulled in, there would be two different vehicles parked out front. One would be Titan, one would be Pyrotech. So there was overlap that we realized once we were in the building and operating. And so then we had been working with Michelle to figure out the timing. So originally we had backed off the timing so that there wasn't an overlap anymore. And we were only picking up with Pyrotech the hours that were not contracted under Friedman. In doing that, there ended up being a lot of miscommunication because of the who to contact, right? So in an effort to make it easier for everyone who utilizes the CJC to have one point of contact, that's why we decided to utilize the Friedman contract versus having Pyrotech cover the hours that weren't being utilized by the Titan contract. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
I absolutely
And then,
sense the
yeah.
overlap. So which contract, after you, in part of the discussion, I'm sure you evaluated the cost.
Yep.
Which contract was cheaper and, cheaper? Is Titan costing less?
Yes, but Titan was costing less and there was already room within the Friedman contract to cover that contract. So there wasn't a need to come back and ask for more money on the Friedman contract to cover that security piece.
Okay, yeah, so they have a budget that they have to operate within, and
Yep,
so they've been
yep.
operating within that budget. Back
Correct.
to the point of subcontractors, you have a list of the subcontractors for all.
Yeah, they were all listed in the original contract from Friedman and
Okay.
Titan was one of them.
So they hadn't changed or very,
No,
okay.
no, there wasn't the only change was in increasing the hours that Titan would be monitoring the property.
Okay,
That was
yeah,
the
based on it actually being in there and determining what's
Correct.
necessary.
correct.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi, excuse me.
Yeah.
Nellie Lee, Assistant Corporation Counsel.
sure.
Through the chair, I wanted to address Commissioner Kinlock's question regarding reporting of the CJC and Friedman contract. Yes, there is my understanding there is a requirement to report. I do not recall the frequency at this time, but our offices are working on that and we will be submitting a report according to the instructions. And subcontractors are part of the reporting as well as budget.
Thank you, appreciate that. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Thank you for coming up and saying that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Just one more, through the chair. Also, so I see that services have been rendered since this retroactive space. So the only outstanding invoices is the 167,000. Is that for all the services that have been rendered to date that have not yet been reconciled?
I believe so,
Yes.
yes. They've been so kind to continue to secure our locations without receiving money. They were on the verge of cutting us off on the 9th, but I begged and pleaded with them that this contract will hopefully be on today's agenda. And they said, okay, they would hold off and not stop services.
Okay, and then the rates that we're paying are competitive rates. I know oftentimes with this type of work, sometimes people will say you get what you pay for. So I just want to make sure that we're getting the stellar service that we're paying for, and if the rate that we're paying is competitive.
It is.
Okay.
It actually went up and it's cost of living increase. So it's competitive.
Thanks.
And it was good to see you on the news yesterday.
Oh, I miss it.
No, it was a good thing. It was, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm
The
sure it
city
was good.
council,
She was
I believe
eager.
it was something about human trafficking and they were doing a news report on that. And she was there to represent our district as well as that's my district. So it was good to see that they're posting things at places where people are being trapped or
Yep.
supposed to be trafficked.
Yep.
So it was good to see you out there and supporting that. Thank you.
I want to add just one point, having them on board, for every vehicle, unmarked vehicle that comes through our gates, they are stopped, they are checking, they're getting numbers, addresses, and where are you here? What are you doing? So it's really a wonderful thing.
So Steve, do they have like a hotline to the local police departments or how do they have,
What they do is now we have supplied them with a radio.
okay,
They're in constant with the CMY, the command center. So if there's an issue,
okay,
he's radioing right to command center, we'll call him PD.
okay, all right, that's what I was wondering since, okay, Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For me, just for the sake of being rhetorical, I'm looking at number 4, where we talk about the continued services of the unarmed security guard, criminal justice center, the Wyoming Yard, Hoover Yard, and I've circled and other sites as needed. So can you sort of expound on what that means, other sites as needed? Because in lieu of us actually practicing line item activities, and I understand that may be forthcoming in the future, so we can get a more clear definition, if you will, of the expenditures that we're approving here. And the line items will help us do that. But when I see in other sites as needed, that sort of raises a red flag to me. So can somebody please help me with that? Thank you.
Through the chair, that language was in the original contract to provide some leeway in case that there was a need that came up. And with needs such as security, a lot of time if it's identified, it may be required right away. So we worked that language into the contract in case that need arose and needed right away. However, it was always the intent that if we did add locations, it amends the substance of the contract and it would have come to commission for approval. So it was more so just to allow some flexibility if the need arose.
Yes, and just to follow up, as a former UAW negotiator, when I see phrases like this, it sort of raises a red flag because I always contend that, again, going back to my flashback, when the company says we're applicable, we're permissible, we're practicable, we're meritorious, we're feasible, we're reasonable, all those type of things, it gives you an outlet, right? So it kind of gives you an opportunity to be flexible. In some instances, you may not want to be flexible. So no disrespect, but other sites is needed. And I understand your explanation, and I really appreciate that. But again, just for me, maybe it's just a pet peeve that I have, but it doesn't allude to specificity, if you will. So if we're approving things here as a commission, I think Commissioner Kinlock may have alluded to it earlier, but you need to engage in more, again, that word underscore specificity, because this is sort of open. But I understand that it was in the other contract, but it just gives me goosebumps. That's all.
Right.
But
I
thank
just
you.
wanted to reiterate though, if the locations were being added and funding for those locations would have to be added as well, they would come to commission for review and approval.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Well, thanks for your explanation.
Thank you.
Our commission and council would like to.
And to that point, Commissioner, staff is usually really good about such vague language, and we work hard to work with the departments to make sure that when we do get contracts and items, that we have a full understanding of what they're doing, and we often have them change such language. And if it's left in there, it's probably for a reason, because we had a reasonable understanding with them as to the potential urgent need for something like that. But I just wanted you to know, staff generally flags that language before it gets to you. And a lot of times if it's in there, we have it revised unless there's a issue as to why it needs to stay. So I can't speak to this one specifically because it was 22 and my memory is just not that good, but I'm gonna be confident that our staff did have those same type of discussions we normally have with this contract that we do with all when we see such language.
Thank you, Council.
And your memory's pretty darn good on a lot of stuff.
Giving yourself credit for it.
Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, when you report as it relates to the subcontractors, also as it relates to Titan, can you let me know whether or not those subcontractors, whether or not they're union companies, union vendors as well? Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you, everyone. Okay, Madam Clerk, why don't you read the next two together?
Item 5, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with Grosse Ile Township for the local partnering initiative for township roads for the local road improvements program to allow for road resurfacing on Elba Island Drive and the township's 2025 concrete street program sectioning and joint repairs. And item 6, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the Charter Township of Brownstown.
Okay, who's here on this? We're getting our first couple IGAs for the Township Road Initiative. Yay. Yes, good news. Is your bike on?
Okay.
Okay, that's
Good-
better. All right.
Good morning, commissioners.
Right.
Okay, the first,
So tell us your name.
okay, Alan Coe, I'm the Assistant Division Director of Engineering.
Okay.
Good morning, commissioners.
Morning.
The item number 5 pertains to the intergovernmental agreement, which is we call IGA, between county and Grosse Ile. So, county is providing 411, and at the same time, the township is also providing the same amount. We have a requirements of matching 1-to-1. Okay, so
Up to $1 million.
up to $1 million.
Okay.
So in this case, they don't really have the fund to do this project, so they only contribute 411.
Okay.
It's pertaining to the projects about road resurfacing and also concrete repairs. So I'm hoping that they're gonna start this construction this spring.
Okay. Perfect.
So-
Any questions on the Grosse Ile one first? Okay, then go on to the second one.
The second one is also pertaining to paving initiative program that we have. It's a agreement between the township and Brownston Township and the Wayne County. So they're contributing 1 million, and the county is also contributing 1 million.
Okay, so this is the counties are going to, townships are gonna give their bills to the county.
That
Okay,
is
correct?
correct. They will give us their invoice,
Mhm.
like proof that they have done their the task that they said just stated of their invoice,
Okay,
and it should be pertaining to a specific project which is on the agreement. So not, and then we'll pay it. We have about 30 days to reimburse them for
Okay.
the invoice.
and I know there's a list of what the county is going to waive. They're gonna waive the,
The permit is gonna be waived.
and there were a couple other things.
Yeah, application fees.
Yeah. So how does it, so everybody everybody, all the townships have received their IGAs? Is
Uh,
that correct? And maybe this is a Michelle question too.
We still waiting. We are still waiting for the signed agreement from some of the communities. So as soon as we receive those signed agreements, we send them to Michelle.
Yep.
So
Okay,
so far these are the first two that we have processed.
so if everything moves along, do you think work will be able to start then in the spring for most of these?
Yes, that is the target date.
Okay.
Spring.
All right. Okay, well, pretty exciting. Any questions on this? And we still have a big pot of money left.
Yes, there is a second phase of the,
Yep.
we will be sending, we already communicated to them that there is gonna be a phase 2 of this, and this afternoon we'll be sending the notice
Okay.
for this phase 2.
All right,
So,
sounds good. Anybody with questions? All right, thank you.
thanks.
Okay, Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of a 3-year professional services contract with a 2-year option to renew with Bill Jones Enterprises, DBA Metro Airport Truck, for original equipment manufacturer or pre-approved brand parts and authorized repair of air and hydraulic brake systems on medium to heavy-duty truck chassis and related equipment on an as-needed basis.
Okay, this is up to 600,000. Is someone here on this one? Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Eric Ludwig, Assistant Division Director for DPS Equipment. We're here to go ahead and seek approval for a contract with Bill Jones or Metro Airport Truck. We have used them for about 20 years on this, so this is just another contract there. We do use them for, as a stated, supplies for our brake systems. We also use them for in-shop repairs, also for our suspension, brakes, and truck alignments when needed.
Okay,
So
great. Any questions on this? All right, thank you.
okay, thank you.
Are you? No, you're not. I don't think you're next. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Item 8, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation to transfer earmark funds for preliminary engineering and construction of a non-motorized path along Palmer Road over I-275 in Canton Township to MDOT.
Okay, who's here on this?
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Alan.
Sorry, if I knew that, I would have kept you up here for the other one. Okay,
I
go ahead.
have 8, 9, and 10.
Okay,
Um, Again, Alan Ko, I'm the Assistant Division Director of Engineering. Item number 8 pertains to a earmarks fund. Actually, Canton Township we applied on their behalf. Since they're not Act 51, they cannot apply for grant. So we applied again on their behalf. So
that was a state grant.
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So they're going to be receiving a 3.2 million. And so we also going to have a IGA, an agreement between us and the Canton Township. As soon as we receive this money, we will provide the money to them. So,
Okay, is this the one where it's going back to MDOT? Is this the item that is going back to MDOT? Oh, I had a lot of problems with my computer. Okay. Yeah, it's going back to MDOT and they're going to take care of it.
yes.
Okay, all right. So Canton doesn't have to put any money into this.
No, it's
Okay.
all 100% funded by the state.
Yeah, because of the Act 51. Yeah, yep. Okay, any questions on this? I'm sure Commissioner Daub will be happy about this. Mhm. All right, number 9, Madam Clerk.
Item 9, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for culvert replacement along Willow Road over the Desborough Drain in Sumter Township.
Okay,
Okay, this is a MDOT contract. They're providing a funding for 456,000, and Wayne County is providing 397 to replace the culvert.
okay,
And we anticipate to start the construction in late spring to be completed by fall
okay. Great.
of next year. Oh, actually of this year. This
year.
I'm
I was
still
saying,
thinking of
whoa,
2020.
where did I-
I'm still thinking of 2025.
Commissioner Pearson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just one quick question. When we talk about the county's responsibilities, appointing a project engineer, is that from in-house or is there a external campaign done for that? How is that person identified, appointing a project manager for this project?
We will be assigning an engineer for this project.
From in-house?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since you alluded to Sumter Township, Alan, is there any indication on the project that that evolves around Judd Road. Are you familiar with the Judd Road project? I think
Judd,
there's-
are you talking about the Judd Road that will be gravel to pave?
Yes, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
that
got
will
all
be,
those folks calling me from Sumter and they want to know what the heck's going on. So
yeah, that is gonna be part of the township initiative program.
part of the what,
So
I'm sorry?
the township initiative program that is part of their the
Federal
scope
road.
is to pave Judd Road.
Uh-huh.
So we're still in the process of the agreement.
Okay, so it's not,
It will be um uh sent to commission for approval.
okay, so do we know how far away that is?
I think it's we were the plans have been completed. They were sent to the township,
Yes.
and also the agreement was sent to them, and we're still waiting for their signature.
Okay, so was there anything that happened recently that because the mayor sent me an email the other day, I was just curious because I wasn't for sure. And I was going to get in contact with Amika Steele, but that's not part of her.
No,
'Cause she's the drain, the
no,
deputy.
Emika still is.
Okay, so
different,
you're the guy then, right?
yes, yes.
So is it possible?
Engineering.
Engineering, okay. So, okay, I just want to make sure that I get the correct information because I did send Amika an email, but she's not.
Yeah.
This is something else. This is the North Branch,
Yeah.
Big Swan, Long Creek Drain Project or whatever that is. It costs like millions of dollars and there's a lot of issues there. But anyway, I'll be in contact with you,
Yeah,
sir. Is that okay?
as soon as we receive the signed agreement from them, we will process
Okay,
we'll send it to commission for approval.
So what he's asking
Yes.
about is in the road township initiative.
Yes.
Okay.
okay. So again, I'd just like to have some insight on that. So when I respond back to the township, I want to make sure I got accurate information. So is it possible if you can send me an email? Can you give me some
Sure.
because
Sign and send it back.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Excuse me, Commissioner. If y'all
Yes,
could.
Phil.
Thank you, sir.
I'm
I
gonna,
think
I'm
I'm speaking
gonna,
to my man here. Okay, no, don't mess with me, man. I don't play that. Huh?
I'm gonna call,
Look at you get bad. Okay, all right, man.
I'm gonna call them.
Okay, but I appreciate.
Yeah, I'm gonna call them to this afternoon and send, I'm gonna follow up and see
Okay.
what's the status.
All
of
right,
it.
all right, sounds good. Thank you. I'll stop because my friend keeps messing with me. Okay. All right, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you. All right.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on this?
Thank
Okay,
you, Madam Chair.
all right, next item.
Um,
Item 10, requesting commission approval of retroactive amendment 1 to a 2-year construction services contract with a 1-year option to renew with Dan's Excavating for bridge replacement at 5 Mile Road over the Upper Rouge River in the city of Detroit.
All right, tell us about this and the fact that the contractor did exceed the authorized amount by over $500,000. So
okay,
tell us about that.
so basically during construction, there's a unforeseen condition which is not part of their original scope, which is related to asbestos and other items. So that is the reason why we're asking for approval for this amendment number 1. Although it says retroactive because they cannot stop during, when they found out about this contamination or asbestos, they could not stop construction. So this is typically being done that although they found some extra work, but they cannot stop construction.
Okay. All right, questions on this? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And do you have 11? No, no, Elizabeth has 11. Okay. Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 11, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for a shared use path within Vinoy Dorsey Park from Vinoy Road to Merriman Road in the city of Westland.
Good morning.
Good morning, Elizabeth Isler, Chief of Planning, Wayne County Parks. Yes, so this is an MDOT TAP grant also that is part of our Lower Rouge Greenway. This goes from Canton to Dearborn, and we've been working on that for a number of years with other communities. This particular section goes through Vinoy Dorsey Park. It's about a mile, so it starts at Vinoy and goes east to Merriman. So it is also, we've been coordinating it with the water trail so that the trailheads at Merriman and Vinoy are complementary. So you can, if you're using the water trail or the greenway, you can use the parking and the amenities there.
Oh, okay, good.
Mhm.
Is this part started yet?
The park,
This part.
No,
Okay.
no, it was let in the fall and this just needs to get approved and then, but it is also one that's similar, like MDOT holds the contract. We supply the match and they provide the other funding.
Okay, Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have an idea of what this is, but I'd like to ask, a shared use path. What exactly does that mean?
It's a multi-purpose path, so it's bikes and pedestrians. So it
Okay.
just means multiple uses, rollerblades, anything. It's a paved path, so.
So is it sectioned where walkers would be on one side and bike, because I know now we have motorized bikes and
No,
people need to learn
typically
the ways of the pathway.
Right. Unless they're exceptionally wide, they will start delineating between bikes and peds, but
Okay.
usually no.
Okay.
And so, but not in this case.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This path you mentioned, Dearborn, is that by the Andiamo Trail? Is that where
It's
it
a
connects?
piece of it. Yeah, I think
It goes under Michigan Avenue?
that's part of the lower route. That's the Rouge Gateway Greenway, which is another trail. That one will connect to the one in Dearborn that you're talking to. That one is being we had grant fund, there was ARPA funds from the county. The Friends of the Rouge is actually holding that contract and that also will be constructed this coming summer.
But this particular path.
This
connects
one
to
follows the Rouge
Okay.
River, so it's it's different, but it's going to connect. All of them eventually will connect to each other.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, Elizabeth.
Sure.
Okay, next item.
Moving to the addenda, item 12. Requesting commission approval of retroactive amendment 1 to a 3-year professional services contract with J&T Towing to continue to provide two-way radio dispatch towing services for vehicles and heavy equipment on as-needed basis for the Department of Public Services Equipment Division.
Okay, who's here on this one? Good morning again.
Good morning, Commissioner Michelle Yancey, DPS admin.
Thank you. Good morning again. Eric Ludwig, Assistant Division Director, Equipment.
And good morning, Travis Grubb, Assistant Division Director of Procurement.
Okay, all right, tell us about this.
This is our towing contract that we've had for the past, I want to say 3 years. We are currently amending it just to facilitate the stopgap between this contract and the new contract that should be coming before you guys in the next couple weeks, if it's not already with you all.
A new contract with J&T.
And yes, they were the selected awardee.
Okay, and they also performed unauthorized services in the amount of almost 2,000. And that was just because you were waiting to do this.
Yes. So this is just to go to, I believe, the end of this month. And then the new contract will start February 1st.
Okay, Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a few questions. So there's something that DPS has deferred to procurement about an answer. And it says, when will an amendment to the Gosh and Sons contract covering the period of October 17th, 2025 through December 31st, 2025 be submitted to the commission for consideration? Because it's my understanding that there were two towing people. Gosh and Sons was the primary and J&T was secondary.
Reverse that, sorry.
Oh, the other way around? Okay, did I read that wrong? Okay, but anyhow, so we need to settle up maybe with
Yeah,
Gosh
you
and
do.
Sons, and maybe procurement can give us an answer of what's going on here.
Yes, good morning again, Commissioners.
Or-
Travis
and-
Grubb.
and she was right as far as our information. Gosh and Sons Towing was chosen as primary supplier and J&T was chosen as backup supplier.
Sure.
But go ahead.
So yeah, the amendment in front of you today is J&T. J&T happens to be the vendor that was awarded our recent solicitation process. As Michelle mentioned, this amendment is just a stopgap for services. And there was a contract that mirrored this one with Gosh. So we did not bring Gosh to you because their contract, we're not going to be using them going forward. After the contract expired, there were a few calls made for towing services. Those services total less than $5,000, so we processed them as non-competitive procurements. We're bringing you J&T to maintain us through and carry us until the new contracts are executed with J&T. J&T was selected as the sole awardee of that bid. And as a result, we received a pretty deep discount. So there was 10% off if they were the sole awardee.
Okay, could you repeat what you said that you did with deciding on how this amount of money could just go through without approval or something like that? I missed it. Did you? Yeah.
No, yeah,
Sure.
yeah, please repeat about the non-bid procurement.
I was watching our commission council. My apologies.
My apologies.
I thought she was joking.
I was, and I wasn't expecting that answer. And I'll just say that we'll get with the department because if a contract required commission approval, then you can't go and do an amendment because that particular portion of it is less. That's still required an amendment because it's a part of a cumulative total contract. So we'll get with procurement to make sure that everyone's on the same page with regards to the process and how things work and see what we can find with regards to this particular item.
Thank you very much, because that was my thought too. I do have another question. If we can move on past that, if everyone's okay with that. So I don't understand why we can't have itemized what these other two entities are doing. We don't have that information. Invoices are billed under J&T Towing. If Mayflower Towing, which might be Mayflower Enterprises or whatever, has another name, and Nationwide Recovery, why can't we know what they're doing? And why is it just under J&T Towing? Because it says we don't know, we don't have that information of what services they're performing.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the subcontractors that
Yes,
are on
the
this?
subcontractors under J&T Towing, like, is it because one only does heavy duty, something or other? Why can't there be an itemized telling us what they're doing under J&T?
I don't have the contract in front of me, nor my phone, so if you bear with me, I believe the services are under, or the description of services are under the subcontractor. It might not have a total
A
of the
question
amount
was
that they.
asked, and not to interrupt you, but a question was asked that says, there are no amounts listed for the subcontractor.
Yes.
Under the original contract, how much of the work was performed by Nationwide Recovery and how much was performed by Mayflower Towing? We don't have that information. Invoices are billed under J&T Towing.
That is correct.
Well, I want to know,
Typically, yes. When the subcontractor for any contract is before you, we know we have a firm price. We can get that number for you for those two entities, and we can email it through Darcel to bring it forth.
Okay.
But yes, they are billed through J&T, and we would need to call J&T or Gosh and determine what they actually paid those vendors for the duration of this contract.
So Gosh would use these other contractors?
If there were subs under, no, just for J&T, yes. But if we're talking about Gosh, then those.
Okay, I'm just talking about J&T right now,
Yes.
because that's the information that we have.
Yes, we can provide that to you.
Okay.
No.
Are you through?
I think I'll yield to somebody else.
So with Gosh, how much of their 400 up to 400,000 did they use? Because you're not going forward with them anymore. So how much of that 400,000 did they use during their contract?
I would have to pull a report on the purchase order. I believe there's a balance. I just looked at this a few days ago, going off of memory. It's something like 150,000 is left. So we may be able to even reconcile these final closeout invoices through that, if that would work for the commission. But of course, we would have to extend the contract term. So,
So, okay, so why, if there was 150,000 left, why would you need the 5,000 of the non-bid procurement money if you still had 150,000 left on the Gosh?
Because of the dates. So the contract expired mid-October.
Okay.
So it was expired.
Both expired at the same time.
Correct.
Yeah. Did you go ahead?
Quick question. So these towing contractors, they're able to have subcontractors?
Yes.
They have subcontractors. What are the parameters for those subcontractors as far as particularly the amounts that they're able to charge?
We're charged, they can't charge over what was quoted from the primary bid.
Okay, so we would expect whatever their charge would fall within the parameters, the budget that is not to exceed associated with the overall overarching contract.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So does J&T own their own subcontractors?
I cannot comment on that. I'm not aware, but it seems like from what was submitted to us by commission, the owners are the same. The names of the contact people are the same.
Okay, so as far
But I
as
have no
commission counsel, is that
take from that.
anything to be alerted about, or is this just too quick of a question here with?
I think that when a contract is being considered and awarded and approved, that could be given some level of consideration. It's not illegal. I mean, they're separate legal entities. I would assume they're separate legal entities regardless of ownerships. I don't know if it's separate types of towing. I know in the past we've had towing for like a regular car, and then they'll have a tow company for special big vehicles. I don't know the details of this, and maybe there's a rationale for why they're separate companies, or maybe there isn't. But that is something that in the future, I think we could ask the department when they do, even the one that's coming, that if that is the case and they have subs, that, we make sure we have that type of information so that you can consider that and take that into consideration for your vote.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
And thank you through the chair. That was going to be my request as well, because we just want to make sure that we're comparing apples to apples as it relates to the services and the scope of services that these, I know Commissioner Colleen is not here, but I know towing is like not, it's something that it can really get us in some trouble if we're not being good stewards over how we select and then what they're doing. So I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page about that. So the information that Council just suggested was absolutely what I was getting ready to request as well. Thank you.
So when you come back with the J&T towing contract, and they're the only ones that are going to be doing this, right?
Correct.
Going forward, and they probably own the two subcontractors. So
We will confirm that.
yes, yes,
And-
please confirm that. Yeah, but that is we're going to know that as that comes forward.
Yes.
Okay, and just one other quick question: is there a disadvantage of having more than one towing contract, or they were just covering it so well that you just felt like you had to go with one, that you could go with one?
I mean, I would say as it relates to the pricing, specifically for the new bid,
Okay.
we did achieve a 10% discount by going with a single awardee for the bid. So there's that benefit. And I understand J&T has been performing very well too. So.
Okay. All right. So that information will come to us before full board, I'm sure. Correct? You want that before full board?
So just to confirm, the request is to know how much has been paid to the two subcontractors. And
My request was related to the new contract that's coming because this contract before you will end at the end of this month.
Correct.
The services are essentially done. So I was speaking of information moving forward for new towing contracts and that will be coming starting February.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
All right. Thank you. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions before we vote? Okay, we need a support and a. I
We
mean, an
have
approval and support.
a motion by Commissioner Kinlock and a support by Commissioner Baydun, and that's for items 1 through 12, with 1 and 2 being a receive and file, and 3 through 12 being approval items.
Okay, thank you. All right, please vote, and I'm a yes.
Motion carried.
All righty, next item.
Moving back to the agenda, F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Heard of none. Next item.
G, public comments.
Okay, anyone here in this room that would like to address the Committee on Public Services? Hello.
Good good morning. Still got 1 more minute, but Darcel Brown, Chief Assistant to the DCEO from the Wayne County Executive's Office. Just wanted to introduce Antonisha Smith, who is the new Commission Liaison. So wanted to make that quick introduction. She's right behind me, and I will be making sure that we come and visit each office and have one-on-ones with you all to introduce her, but I'll let her just give a couple of comments about herself.
Great.
Hey.
Good morning. I actually don't have a lot of comments, but thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm quite excited. I just came over from the Detroit Land Bank Authority where I served as their City Council and Government Liaison, and I've been in the field for quite a while, worked for State Representative Tyrone Carter, Senator Peters, just all the places. So I'm very happy to be here.
Great. What is your name again?
Antonisha Smith.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
And Commissioner Wilson, we want to make sure you get a response. So if you haven't, loop me in that email. We have someone now that can follow up on it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hollering at you.
No problem.
All right. Good to see you. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else from the chambers? And do we have any emails?
No emails are received.
Anybody, could you unmute everybody? If there's anyone online or on Zoom that wants to address the Committee on Public Services, go ahead. All right, seeing and hearing none, next item.
Adjournment.
Right?
No more lunch. No more lunch.
We are now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
No more lunch.